Have you ever added products to your Shopify store, but nothing is really happening? Your site looks fine, your products are there, but you're not getting enough traffic, or the traffic you do get isn't converting. And the frustrating part is no one really explains what actually matters when it comes to Shopify SEO. You hear things like keywords and optimization, but when you're inside your store, it's not clear what you're actually supposed to do. So in this video, I am going to break down 3 things that actually make a difference on Shopify, which are your collections, your internal links, and your basic schema setup. Because if you get these right, your store becomes way easier to navigate, easier to understand, and easier for search engines to pick up. I'm Erin from My First Website, and on this channel, we focus on what actually helps you build and manage your site without constantly fixing things later. Let's get into it. Why Shopify SEO feels confusing. Most people think SEO is about doing a lot of complicated things, but with Shopify, the issue is usually much simpler than that. Your store technically works, but it's not structured in a way that helps people or search engines understand it. You have products, but they're not grouped clearly. You have pages, but they're not connected properly. And because of that, nothing really builds momentum. So instead of trying to do everything, you want to focus on a few key areas that actually matter. And the first one is your collections. Collections are one of the most important parts of your store, and most people don't use them properly. They're not just there to organize products, they create pages that can actually rank in search. For example, instead of trying to rank one product for something like summer outfits, you create a collection that includes all of your summer products. Now you have a full page built around that category instead of a single product trying to do all the work. That's a much stronger signal, so collections are not just for structure, they are your main entry point into your store. How to set up a collection. If you haven't opened a Shopify store yet, you can use the link below to get started and follow along with this. All right, so once you're inside Shopify, you're going to land on your dashboard. From there, we are going to products, and then we are going to click on collections underneath it. And then here we can click on add collection. Now you're going to land on a page that looks like this. This is where everything starts. At the top, you are going to see the title field. This is where you want to name your collection in a way that actually matches how people search. So instead of something generic, I want you to think about real phrases like summer outfits under $100, minimalist jewelry, or gym sets for women. So here I can type in summer outfits under $100. Then right below that, you are going to see the description box. This is where you add a short explanation of what this collection includes. You don't need to overcomplicate it, just describe what someone is going to find here in a natural way. On the right side, you'll see options for publishing and adding an image. Your collection image really matters because it visually represents that category, so choose something that matches the products inside. Then you'll see the collection type. You can choose manual if you want to add products yourself, or smart if you want Shopify to automatically group products based on collections. If you're just starting, manual is completely fine. And then at the bottom, you'll see where you can add products into that collection. This page might look simple, but this is one of the most important SEO setups in your store. What to add inside your collection. Most people stop after adding products, but this is where you can actually make the page stronger. You want your collection to feel like a complete page and not just a list. So in your description, you can explain what this collection is, who it's for, and what makes a difference. So for example, instead of leaving it blank, you might say something like, this collection includes everyday summer pieces designed for comfort and simple styling, all under $100. Now that helps both people and search engines understand what this page is actually about, and over time, these small differences will make a difference. How to choose the right collection ideas. One thing that helps a lot here is thinking about your collections the same way your customer thinks when they search. Most beginners either make collections that that are too broad or too random, they'll name something like all products or new items, which doesn't really help anyone find what they're looking for. Instead, you want your collections to match real search intent. So think about how someone would actually look for your product. Are they searching by price, by style, by use, or by category? For example, instead of just having one general collection, you might break things down into something like everyday wear, work outfits, or gym essentials. You can also create collections based on price ranges like we just did here, like either under $50 or $100, because that's something people actively search for. The goal is to make your collections feel specific enough that someone lands on the page and immediately feels like they're in the right place. When you do that, your page becomes more useful, and that's what helps them perform better over time. Internal links, this is what connects everything. So once your collections are set up, the next step is internal linking. This is what ties your entire store together. Right now, if your pages aren't connected, they exist on their own without any clear path between them. But when you link them together, you guide people through your site in a way that feels natural. It also gives your store a clear flow overall, so everything feels connected instead of scattered. How to use internal links on Shopify. The easiest place to start is your navigation menu. Your main menu should link to your most important collections. That way, as soon as someone lands on your site, they can find your key categories right away. Then from there, you can connect more pages. For example, if someone is on a product page, you can guide them back to the collection that product belongs to. Or if they're on one collection, you can link to a related one. Now this creates flow, so instead of people hitting one page and leaving, they are going to move through your store. Where to add internal links without overthinking. If you're not sure where to start with internal linking, the easiest way to think about it is just guiding the next step. Every page on your site should lead somewhere, so when someone lands on your homepage, you guide them to collections. When they're inside a collection, you guide them to products. And when they're on a product, you guide them either back to the collection or to something related. You don't need to force this, you're just thinking about what someone would naturally want to do next. Even something simple like adding "you may also like" section or linking to similar categories can make a big difference. Because now, instead of someone leaving after one page, they stay longer and explore more of your store. And that's exactly what you want. What this looks like in practice. Think about how someone shops. If they're looking at summer outfits, they might also want accessories or shoes. So linking those categories together makes sense. It doesn't feel forced, it feels helpful, and that's exactly what you want, because the longer someone stays on your store, the more likely they are to actually buy something. Schema basics, what this actually means. Schema sounds complicated, but it's really just structured information that gives more context to your content. For Shopify stores, this usually includes your product details, pricing, availability, and your reviews. When this is set up properly, your listings in search can show more information that might include your price, whether something is in stock, or even star ratings. That extra detail helps your listing stand out and gives people more confidence before they even click. How Shopify handles schema. The good part is Shopify already does a lot of this for you. Most themes include basic schema automatically, so you don't need to build everything from scratch. But what you do need is to make sure your product information is complete. That means your titles are clear, your descriptions are filled out, your images are added, and your pricing is accurate. Because Shopify is pulling from that data. So the better your data is, the better your store shows up. How to improve your listings without extra tools. Even though Shopify handles most of the technical side of schema, there are still small things you can do that improve how your store shows up in search. One of the biggest ones is your product title. Instead of just naming a product something vague, you want to include what it actually is and how someone might search for it. And the same goes for your product description. You can also use AI to help generate the text, but you don't need to write something long, but it should clearly explain what the product is, who it's for, and why someone should buy it. Your images also matter here. If your images are clear and they match the product, it helps build trust both on your site and when someone clicks from search. So even without adding anything technical, just improving your product information makes your listing stronger, and that's something most people overlook. Why this actually affects sales, not just traffic. This is the part most people don't connect. They think SEO is just about getting more traffic, but what actually matters is what happens after someone lands on your site. Because even if you start getting getting visitors, if your store isn't structured properly, they won't stay long enough to buy anything. Let's say someone lands on one of your product pages from search. They like what they see, but they're not fully convinced yet. If there's nowhere else to go, no clear collection, related products, no next step, they are going to leave, not because your product is bad, but because your store didn't really guide them. Now compare that to a store that is set up properly. Someone lands on a product, they see the collection it belongs to, they can explore similar items, they can move through the store without thinking about it, and that's what keeps them there longer. And the longer someone stays, the more likely they are to buy. This is why collections and internal links matter so much. They don't just help search engines understand your store, they help people move through it naturally, and that's what turns traffic into actual sales. So when you're setting this up, don't just think about ranking, think about what someone does after they land on your site, because that's where the real difference happens. Where most stores go wrong. Most stores don't have a problem with products, they have a problem with how everything is organized. They upload products without grouping them properly, they don't build collections with intention, they don't connect pages in a way that guides someone through the site, and because of that, nothing really builds over time. So instead of trying to add more, you want to focus on organizing what you already have in a way that actually makes sense. Putting this all together, when you combine strong collections, clear internal links, and complete product data, your store starts to feel more intentional. People can move through it without second guessing where to go next. Each page leads somewhere, and everything connects in a way that feels natural. That's what builds momentum over time, not one big change, but a setup that works together. Now let's look at Shopify pricing so you know what to expect, but also how this connects to everything we just talked about. The basic plan is $29 per month, and for most people starting out, this is more than enough because at this stage, your focus isn't on advanced features, it's on getting your store structured properly, setting up your collections, organizing your products, and building out your internal links. All of that can be done on the basic plan. Then you have the Grow plan at $79 per month. Now this is where things start to shift a little bit. At this point, you're not just setting up your store anymore, you're improving it. You might have more products, more collections, and more traffic coming in. So now your focus becomes refining your structure, expanding your categories, and making it easier for people to navigate your store. And that's where having more features and flexibility starts to help. Then we have the advanced plan for global reach, and that is $299 per month. This is more for when your store is already getting consistent traffic and sales. At this point, SEO isn't just about structure, it's about scaling what's already working. You are adding more collections, targeting more specific searches, and building out more entry points into your store. So instead of thinking about pricing as just cost, think about it as stages. The basic plan helps you build your foundation, the Grow plan helps you improve and expand, and the advanced plan supports scaling once things are already working. Most beginners don't need to overthink this. Start simple, focus on your structure, and only move up when your store actually needs it. If you want to set this up yourself, you can use the link below to get started with Shopify and follow along with everything that we covered. What this looks like after you set it up. Once you set this up properly, your store starts to feel different. Instead of everything being scattered, it feels organized. Your collections make sense, your pages connect naturally, and your products feel easier to browse. From a visitor's perspective, it feels smoother. They don't have to think as much about where to go next. And from a search perspective, your store becomes easier to understand. So over time, this isn't just about SEO, it's about making your entire store easier to use. Final thoughts. Most Shopify stores don't struggle because they're missing something complicated. They struggle because everything feels disconnected. Once you fix that, your store becomes easier to browse, easier to follow, and easier for someone to stay on, and that's what actually makes the difference. If this helped, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this where we break things down step by step. And if you want to start building your own store and set this up yourself, you can use the link below to get started with Shopify. I'm Erin from My First Website. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.